Greetings, gamers. I'm Bedroth.
And I'm Shootkapow.
And you're listening to bonus episode 7 about the number 4.
Yeah.
Because this is our lead-in bonus episode for Season 4 of Very Good Music,
a VGM podcast.
Alright, everyone, we are back, and this is the first time you're hearing from Shootkapow in a while.
Years.
Let me see. You weren't on the Olympics episode. You weren't on my episode with Prof. Jeff. You weren't on the episodes with... Oh yeah, you were on the episodes with Daryl and Carlos because you helped to pick Marvel and Capcom tunes and stuff. So, yeah, I just forgot you were there. Just kidding. Well, kind of, but for a minute, but then I remembered. So, it's all good. How have you been?
Been alright.
Yeah? Yeah? Some stuff has kind of happened. The subway thing didn't work out too well, because they, never told you when you were going to come to work until it was, the day before, and then it was only, 2 days in a month. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. You're still working on your driver's ed stuff. You've been doing marching band now for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's been...
You enjoy it.
Marching.
It's hard work, but you love it.
Yeah.
And
I like band.
I've been doing work stuff.
I see Club Penguin.
Reading a lot of... Huh? Oh, yeah. We'll come back to that. Reading a lot of comic books and just getting ready for Season 4. We've been thinking a lot about that, and at the time of the posting of this episode, I believe that the patron poll for our empty spots in Season 4 will be up, and you know what? At the end of this episode, I think we're going to be ready to go ahead and announce who our first composer is going to be.
Ooh.
But for now, this episode, as we kind of alluded to in the intro, we decided to focus on the number 4. Whereas for our opening to Season 3, we picked the third level or stage or area of games. On this one, I went really sort of esoteric. Here's a big SAT word for you. And I decided that we were just going to pick tracks that had something to do with the number 4.
Yeah, it was my idea.
Oh, yeah, it was your idea. And so I did ask for some shout-outs on Discord. There were some really, really great suggestions. I recommend that you go there and check them out if you would like to. But several of them were either from, the 4th game in a series, or they were from not actual video game music, which I know I've said before we're going to play some of that. We haven't yet. Eventually, probably, maybe. But anyway, this is just tracks from video games where the track itself has something to do with the number 4. One other change that we are implementing on this episode to make things a little bit easier on us, but also just a little bit shorter for y'all, is instead of 7 picks apiece, we are usually only going to pick 5 tracks for each episode. 5 from each of us, so still a total of 10. Probably still going to be pretty meaty, but we should clock in somewhere around an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. So yeah. And you know what, though? I'm still going to take suggestions from our listeners, and I am not going to take away from our 10 with those. So why don't we go ahead and get started with our first pair of listener tracks. The little jingle that you heard
our first and last pair.
Yes. The little jingle that you heard before we started talking is actually a really, really cool little secret that patron and friend Forrest Chamy included me into. Ooh. Did you know, Shootkapow, before I told you the other day, that if you hold down the Z button on all 4 GameCube controllers when you turn the system on, you get that alternative startup jingle?
I did not know that, because we don't actually own 4 GameCube controllers.
Nope. I wonder if it works on the Wii.
Maybe.
We'll have to see. Probably not, because I think it's the boot up sound, and the Wii doesn't play that sound. Yeah. So
I mean, it does.
Oh, it does on the channel.
Whenever you put in a GameCube game.
Yeah, but you mean on the Wii itself?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when the game starts up, that's just the game startup jingle. So. Very nice, very nice. But the next song, or first song we're going to play, is a recommendation by listener Carlos, also patron and friend, and all-around cool guy. He recommended the song Four Noble Devils from Romancing Saga 3, composed by Kenji Ito. And this is really cool because I actually talked quite a bit about Romancing Saga because there was a big super long medley played at the Olympics, which I talked about on the bonus episode last week. So, what do you say, Shootkapow? Want to go ahead and get into it? This is going to be some Square music.
Ooh, Square.
Here we go. Alright, what a way to start the show. That was Four Noble Devils from Romancing Saga 3, composed by Kenji Ito, and published by Square for the Super Famicom in 1995. What'd you think of that?
That was pretty good. One thing I noticed is it had a lot of that doo-doo-doo rhythm, like that dotted quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really liked the this whole like scale thing going on in the background. You could tell that was a battle track, and yeah, not surprised. This is Carlos's jam. This is really, really good stuff, and he has got great taste. Well, we're gonna move to very different track next. This one was also a recommendation by a fellow Marcato fam member, InspectorSpector, and he recommended a little tune from The Sims. Now, The Sims, the original, was composed by Jerry Martin, but there was some other music that was either adapted or, in this case, put in wholesale, and this in the game is, I believe, called Classical Number 3. It's also referred to as SIMnata Number 4. It's SIMnata, not Sonata. This game was published by Electronic Arts for the PC and Mac in 2000 before being ported to consoles. And, well, let's give it a listen, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about it. Now, if you look this track up online, you're very likely to find that it is SIMnata number 4, composed by Jerry Martin. But in actuality, this tune is the third movement, or Allegro, from the Piano Sonata number 4, composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So, we got some Mozart on the podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
It's alright. Not really my thing.
Not your thing? It's so good. I love these light, bouncy piano pieces. It really takes me back to college, because there was a lot of that going on back when I was a music major. And, I don't know, just really good stuff. Mozart was a genius, and he died really, really, really young. Like, there's no telling what he could have done if he had lived out, like, a full life. But The Sims, also, genius level work, I would say. Very different kind of genius, but we've never played any Sims games in this house, but I've heard it's a lot of fun. And speaking of the Marcato fam, I know that Carl's wife, Jo, really, really enjoys The Sims, and actually Brian from Level Down Games, his fiancée Jessica, is also a big fan of The Sims, so I've definitely heard a lot about this series on the podcast, and it's a lot of fun. So, InspectorSpector, thank you for that. Carlos, thank you for recommending the 4 Noble Devils, and yeah, what do you say we start getting into our tracks for the show now?
Yeah.
Which one of us is going to go first? We haven't decided yet.
Me.
But I want to go first.
No.
Here, let's rock, paper, scissors. Alright, ready? So excited. This is great audio. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yeah!
Alright, so first, he and I both shot paper, and then I threw a rock, and he threw
shot scissors.
Scissors, and then I threw rock and he threw paper, and so he beat me. So, alright, well, what is our first track of the show going to be then?
Let's start off with a classic. We're gonna go with 4 Fiends from Final Fantasy IV.
Ooh, doubling up on the 4s. It's like an 8 right there.
Or a
All
16.
Right, let's get into it.
And that was the 4 Fiends battle theme from Final Fantasy IV, released in 1991 for the SNES and composed by Nobuo Uematsu.
Now, technically,
also called Final Fantasy II.
Final Fantasy IV was never released for the SNES. It was only released for the Super Famicom. But yeah, here, as you'll see if you look up the playlist for this episode, it's Final Fantasy II. But yeah, that's a whole thing. This track is also a whole thing. It feels longer than it is. Like, it's really, really epic. This was good stuff by Uematsu-san for the... Well, no, this was not. This was the first Final Fantasy game for the Super Famicom, because 1, 2, and 3 originally were on the Famicom. It's also the first one in the West on the Super NES, but... I said we wouldn't get into that. So, anyway, so you've got some history with this theme, as a gamer.
Yep.
Tell us a little about that.
A while back, I played Final Fantasy IV, and the music was great, and the theme was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you ever beat Final Fantasy IV?
No.
Did you ever get past the 4 Fiends?
Yeah.
Yep. I thought that was close to the end.
It was pretty close to the end.
So, how come you stopped?
There was this enemy I couldn't beat, and there wasn't an easy mode. Like in Xenoblade.
Yep. Alright, well,
There's
good
just
enough.
an enemy I couldn't get past, and I couldn't grind on all the enemies because they were all stronger than I was.
This is really good. It makes me think of some of the future Final Fantasy themes and also some stuff from Chrono Trigger. It actually puts me a lot in mind of the Battle at the Big Bridge or the Battle against Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy V, which is a really, really great track. We're going to have to play that one sometime.
I think I heard that one.
But, oh yeah, it's so good. Well, next we are going to move to a very old game, even older than Final Fantasy IV. This is from 1986, and it was from a Sega arcade machine. The game is called Quartet, and the theme is Stage 1, also known as the Quartet theme. This was composed by Katsuhiro Hayashi. That was the Quartet theme from the game of the same name, composed by Katsuhiro Hayashi. So what did you think of that, Shootkapow?
That was very good.
Yeah, a little bit different from what we've been playing so far. What stuck out to you about this track?
It sounded kind of like Sonic.
Yep. Well, it is Sega, although a different composer, but it's definitely got that same sort of melodic quality. And of course, well, the sounds sound like Sonic because this is a Sega arcade machine, and a lot of the same sound fonts were kind of either ported over or enhanced for Genesis. I really like the drums in this. Do not sound like Sega drums, at least to me. They do sound a little bit older. They sound. They've got kind of a Capcom feel to them, like Mega Man, but the melody definitely is. Well, it's Sonic, but it also reminds me of a game called Super Fantasy Zone on the Sega Genesis, which you might hear when we do
Zone of Truth.
You might hear when we do our Naoki Kodaka episode this fall. But yeah, this was really fun. I love that sort of 80s, techno flair thing going on, and I really like the opening 30 seconds or so when it's got that kind of arrhythmic, the wow 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 wow. It's very, very cool and really kind of sophisticated sounding for something that's 35 years old. It's pretty crazy. Hats off to Hayashi-san. All right, so where are we going to go next on your list?
Let's go with the Elite Four battle from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
All right, Elite Four. I knew we'd have at least one of these on the track list today.
Yep. That was Elite Four battle theme from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, composed by Junichi Masuda for the Game Boy Advance in 2002.
All right. Now, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, this was Gen 3.
Yes.
Yes. Starting to get it down. And for anybody who maybe either didn't tune in to our Pokemon episode or just doesn't really know, what is the function of the Elite Four in Pokemon games?
The Elite Four is supposed to be like a final trial you go through before the actual final trial, which is the Pokemon Champion.
Sort of like a gauntlet or a boss rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to fight all of these without, like, being able to go back. You gotta fight all four of the members of the Elite Four without, like, going back to a Pokemon Center or leaving the fight area. In most games, it's in a linear pattern, but in Black and White, in Gen 5, you can fight them in any order.
But you have to stay in the... Gotcha.
Yeah, you gotta stay in the big hub area, and there's 4 little paths branching off.
Does it explain ever why there are just, like, these 4 people that, like, earned this Elite Four title? Or are they, like, the ones who almost, like, couldn't beat the champion but came in, like, second or something? Or what's the story? Is there a story?
I think it's some sort of government. It's my headcanon.
Okay.
Some sort of, like, Pokemon government.
Well, if anybody out there knows the official story, maybe anybody like the last weekend,
yeah,
let us know. Definitely hit us up on Twitter at VGMPod or at Shootkapow and let us know. But that was definitely sort of a boss rush, very intense, dark kind of sound. I like it. I mean, dark for Pokemon.
Yeah.
It was a dark type song right there.
There actually is a dark type Elite Four member in this game. It's Sydney.
Yeah? Who are the other members? So Sydney, the dark type.
I think he's first, and then I think it's Phoebe, the ice type user.
Ooh.
Then Glacier, the ice type user. Phoebe, the ghost type user.
That makes more sense.
And then Drake, the dragon type user.
Do you know what the name Phoebe means?
No, what does it mean?
It's based on the Greek word phobos. You know what that means?
Ah, yeah, it's fear.
There you go. So now you know why it's ghost type gym leader. So, very cool. All right. And as always, I'm impressed with your encyclopedic knowledge of Pokemon.
Yep.
Your Pokedexopedic knowledge.
Yeah. I remember playing through Sapphire, like, recently, and, like, the level jump from the 8th gym to the Elite Four, it's like 10 levels. So, like, you either have to grind for, like, 2 hours, or, like, unless you're doing a solo run, which, like, who does that besides Madry Bread. He does Pokemon challenges every week. I don't know how he does it. Probably because it's his job. He does YouTube for a living.
Yep.
He still does Pokemon every week. He beats a Pokemon game every single week.
Once you start doing stuff for a living, it does tend to become more work and less fun.
Yeah. But, like, you either have to grind your whole team up or use Kyogre or Groudon.
Or Groudon. Nice.
You have to use the legendary.
So recently, we've been doing these things where we like go out on a date with one of you guys each month. Seem to be taking kind of a break this month with school starting and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just recently took Lemon Boy out for our kind of dad-son outing, and we went to an arcade. And one of the first games that we went to was this arcade version of Connect 4. It was actually called Connect 4. They probably paid Hasbro to, like, use the brand name or something.
Probably.
But there was another video game fairly recently that basically had Connect 4, but it didn't pay for the name rights, and so they just called it 4 in a row. I'm talking about Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics for the Switch. Now, in the game, the track that's used for 4 in a row, I believe it's also used for other games. I don't know which ones, I'm sorry. This one was just kind of a light episode, didn't do a whole lot of heavy research. But the theme that is used in the 4 in a row game is composed by one of the two composers responsible for this soundtrack, Chamy Ishi or Toshiki Aida. But we're going to play a remix that I found on YouTube, and when we come back, we're going to hear a testimonial from the composer, Jojo Tunes. Once again, this game came out on the Switch, and it was released in 2020. And that charming little ditty was the 4 in a row remix, based on the track from Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics. And thank you, Jojo Tunes. This track is also played in the Sliding Puzzle game. For anybody who is not familiar, 4 in a row, classic game, you've got to, like, stack different colored discs, usually either black or red, and you're either trying to block your opponent from getting 4 in a row, while at the same time you're trying to get 4 in a row, and lots of fun.
It's very strategic.
It is very strategic.
Like a lot of games.
Yep, it's very, very fun. But the remixer, Jojo Tunes, composed this in FL Studio 20. Which we have, and which we need to learn more about, because we didn't do it at all this summer. But I reached out to him on YouTube and said, hey, this is really cool, can I use it on the podcast? And he said, yeah, sure. And I said, is there a place to buy it? He said, no, not really, but I don't care if you rip it, just to, make sure you give credit to the original and, credit back to me, and which I'm happy to do. There will be a link in the show notes to this YouTube video, and you can check out his About section to follow him on SoundCloud and Spotify and Twitter, and go support him on Ko-Fi. Definitely go check this stuff out. Well, when I reached out, I asked if there was anything he wanted to say about the track, and he said when he first heard this track, it reminded him of a song from Club Penguin, which is a beloved childhood game of his. He said, I chose to...
Rest in peace, Club Penguin.
Do what?
Rest in peace, Club Penguin.
Aw. Rest in peace, Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Internet Explorer. Doesn't know it's dead yet.
He says, I chose to remix it because I felt the original version left a lot of room for more instrumentation. I found out that this genre is called gypsy jazz and sort of fell in love with it. Hope that's good enough, and thank you for asking. Well, it definitely is good enough. Thank you very much, Jojo Tunes, for sharing your compositional skills with us. Shootkapow, what did you think of that little track?
That's pretty good. Remind me of Paper Mario.
Yeah? You said it could fit in, like, what kind of setting?
Like kind of a seaside village bar type area.
Oh, yeah. You know, I could listen to this sitting on the beach. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Well, where are we moving to next?
Let's go to the desert.
Ah, the desert. So, we're gonna go to Route 4.
Yes, Route 4 from Pokemon Black, White, Black 2, and White 2. That was Route 4 Summer from Pokemon Black, White, Black 2, and White 2. Composed by Shota Kageyama for the Nintendo DS in 2010. A fun fact, Shota Kageyama also arranged the Hardman theme and Tournament of Field theme for Smash Ultimate.
Very cool.
Little thing I found out while doing research.
Nice. I don't have any super fun little things other than my Mozart bit, but well, that's not true. I've got one for the last song I'm going to be playing, but yeah, this was really fun. This definitely, puts me in mind of the Pokemon sort of happy, bouncy root music, Yeah. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Nice pick. I wondered if you would have a Route 4 on this episode.
Yeah. There is one in Pokemon X, I realized, after we started recording.
You mean Pokemon 10? Ooh, that's a good one. Games with X in the title. Or 10. We could do that sometime.
Pokemon X, Final Fantasy X.
Mega Man X. X. There's a game just called X. Yeah.
X-Men.
Dragon Quest X. Ooh, X-Men. Nice. Nice.
Dragon Ball X. Wait, no.
20XX. Pretty sure there was a video game adaptation of this movie called Triple X. So, which is not a bad thing. It's just Vin Diesel.
Xenoblade.
It's actually not. X Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah.
Ooh, yep. All right. My next track does not have an X in it, although the publisher does have an X in its name. Going back to Square.
Its name.
This time, Square Enix. What? Publisher? Isn't it? Not a person. Not the composer, the publisher. Square Enix is the publisher of the game. The composer is Naoshi Mizuta. Classic Square composer, did quite a bit of work on Final Fantasy. And this game is called Final Fantasy, The Four Heroes of Light. This came out on the Nintendo DS in 2009, and the track we are going to hear is called The Four Warriors of Light. You know, I could really hear this tune being played on a harpsichord. It's got that sort of chamber suite classic sound to it. Once again, that was the Four Warriors of Light, composed by Naoshi Masuda for Square Enix's Final Fantasy: The Four Heroes of Light. This was a DS game. Figure I'd keep us kind of going with the whole DS thing right now.
Yeah.
Get all those DS instruments out of the way at the same time. This was really good. Good stuff. It was slightly reminiscent of another classic fantasy-inspired piece.
Yeah.
Do you know what that song is that we were humming?
Yeah, it's the Link to the Past ending theme.
Yeah, the staff roll theme from Link to the Past. Which we know as well as we do probably more from Brental Floss than from Link to the Past, at least in my case, because you've never beaten the game. Yes.
Mitomo.
Yep. Oh, Mitomo. Man, we got to do a Brental Floss episode sometime. I wonder if he would come on the show. He's pretty chatty on Twitter. You know? Yeah. Maybe we should reach out sometime. That'd be cool. Anywho, what'd you think of that piece?
That was very good.
It was what, Shootkapow?
It was very good music.
Yeah! It was. I quite enjoyed that. Hats off to Mizuda-san. And speaking of hats, no idea what this game was about. I've never played it before, but there are a lot of hats on the cover. Yeah. Like Kirby.
Where did hats come from?
I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it looked like it was different hats for different jobs, so maybe you can have a lot of jobs in this game.
Like in Bravely Default.
Yeah. And also Dragon Quest. Actually, yes, I did look that up. This game, there was going to be a sequel to this game, but then the sequel kind of fizzled out of development. But then they actually brought the sequel back and turned it into Bravely Default. Oh. So there is a connection there. Yeah.
It's all connected, man.
It's all connected, man. So, are you going to keep things going in the whole DS realm?
Yes.
Alright, where are we going to move to next?
Next up, we're going to be listening to Elite Four Battle from Pokemon Black, White, Black 2, and White 2.
What? The second Elite Four battle theme?
Yeah.
What? The second Gen 5 battle theme? Wait, no, battle. Gen 5 theme?
Yeah.
Wait, the second Junichi Masuda theme?
Yeah.
What? Okay, cool. I like it. Elite Four, Pokemon Black and White. Black
Another
2.
16.
And White 2. Go!
Was Elite Four Battle from Pokemon Black, White, Black 2, and White 2, composed by Junichi Masuda, and it was on the DS, released for Nintendo DS in 2010.
Yeah, Junichi Masuda rocking the house, man. That's good stuff. I still wonder if we've played this. I don't feel like we played it back on our Pokemon episode. We might have played it on the RPG Battles episode. But I am pretty sure that you brought it when you did VGM Fight Club with Daryl. So
Pretty sure I remember that.
yeah, so this is a banger track, man. I think this might be the best Pokemon battle theme. I really like it a lot. What do you think?
Also, there was a little bit of an Easter egg in there. Did you catch it? Is that
what is that?
It's actually in the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald Elite Four battle.
Really? The one you played earlier?
Yep.
Cool. We'll have to go back and listen to that, everybody. Very nice. Okay, well, do you think this is the best Pokemon battle theme?
It's definitely, like, up there in the top 5, but there are some rival battles, like Bianca and Sharon
you like
Silver.
your rival themes?
Yeah.
Yep. We've definitely played a few of those.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, well, we are now done with the Nintendo DS. Although the next game that we're going to play does have a connection to the GBA. This is not from a GBA game, though. This is from a GameCube game. Ooh. Composed by Koji Kondo. Ooh. And possibly Asuka Hayazaki, previously called Asuka Ota, but she's married now. Don't really know who composed this one. It doesn't sound a lot like Koji Kondo to me. But you know what? What sounds like Koji Kondo? Just very good music, right?
Yeah.
So, this is from the 2004 game, The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, which I did play, which I have beaten, which is a wonderful game. I wish I still had it. But we are going to listen to a song that I don't remember where this plays. I think it's in like a challenge near the end of the game at some point, but don't quote me on that. Go look it up. Watch a playthrough of Course 2, 4i Square. That was course number 2, 4i Square, which, from the light research we did, appears to be maybe like a map theme. I don't remember there being like different maps in this game, but anyway, that was from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this was composed by Koji Kondo. I don't know why I said it didn't sound like him. This is definitely something he could do. It's like a cross between Mario and Kirby. It's not... It doesn't sound like Zelda at all. But yeah, especially the part around like the 40 to 45 second mark, the part that starts there, the B section, that does sound a lot like Gourmet Race, for sure.
Yeah.
Got that sort of Russian, the dom 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 dom, that's goes from a polka to like a Russian folk dance. It's weird. Good stuff though. Man, I love Zelda music. We should do a Zelda episode.
Yeah, I've actually been playing Breath of the Wild recently.
Where did a Zelda episode? You didn't call me on that.
We did do a Zelda episode.
Yeah, it's actually our most popular episode. Like, it's our most downloaded one. Maybe I should put Zelda in the title of all of our episodes, and then people will download it.
Then I'm actually playing through Breath of the Wild, and I've been playing for a week, and I've already got like a bunch of the areas unlocked. I only have Eldon and Kala left to get. I don't have a Kala because you like need Rivali's Gale for it, or some weird trickery.
Or just get good. Sorry.
Can't get up the tower. There's malice like all around the middle of it.
Yeah, it is. It's fun that you're playing that at the same time as Lemon Boy is playing through Age of Calamity. Okay. He's gotten really far. Like, I think he's doing all the end game stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that was really cool. Fun stuff. We could talk about Zelda all night. But instead, let's talk about another one of your favorite series.
And another Brentalfloss thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also one of my favorite games of all time. Really, really great. There's hardly a bad track on this whole OST. But, you know, when we're bringing something from Earthbound, I think anybody who knows what this episode is about knows what track we're going to play. Just in case they don't, Shootkapow, why don't you tell them anyway?
This is Foresight from Earthbound.
And I believe the official soundtrack title of the tune is The Metropolis of Foresight.
The Metropolis of Foresight. Foresight from Earthbound, released in 1994 for the SNES and composed by Hip Tanaka.
I wish I just had like a list of all of the songs in Earthbound and I knew who composed which one, because I eventually look it up and it's always hard to find, but then I find it and I'm like, hey, I found it, and then I forget again. But yeah, so the other composer for Earthbound is Kiichi Suzuki, and I don't know which one of them composed this, but I know it's very good. I want to say that this one is a Suzuki composition from what I remember, but I could be wrong about that, and probably nobody really cares. So either way, it's very good. I love the whole number sort of theme. All the Number Town tracks are good, except Threed's okay. It's alright. Hey, did you know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, the sum of those is 10?
Yeah, I've lost track of the amount of times I've done that math.
Won it, actually. Tucson, Threed, Forside, Summers, 10 to Village. Whoa!
Wow.
Yep.
It's all connected.
It's all connected, man. And you don't even have to drink the Saturn Valley tea to understand this.
Saturn Valley coffee.
Coffee. 10 to Village tea, Saturn Valley coffee. Oh, dude, I totally want a t-shirt with, like, Tinda Village Tea on it, with, like, psychedelic colors and stuff. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Couldn't have this episode without Foreside. You know what else we couldn't have this episode without? When you think of video games, and you think of the number 4, this has got to be one of the first things you think of, right? Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you know it because it's on there, or because it makes sense?
I mean, I plead the 5th.
Well, we've got Quartet.
You know, this is the 4's episode.
You know that quad means 4. What is another Greek or Latin prefix that means 4?
Tetra.
Yeah, Tetra. What is a game, besides Wind Waker, where Tetra is kind of an important feature? Oh. Yeah. What? Let's rap. Because I can rap. I got the skills. Let's lay it down. I can't do that. No. Alright, so yes, we are going to listen to... Well, the track is called 1989. And this is from the game Tetris Effect. And this track goes on a little bit of a journey. So let's take that journey together, Shootkapow. And let's groove it out, man. That's a thing, right?
Me.
That was 1989 from Tetris Effect. This was originally a Russian folk melody, which we'll get to in a moment. It's fairly common knowledge. It was first arranged for the NES by Hirokazu Tanaka as Type A on the NES Tetris, and it was arranged for Tetris Effect by an artist who goes by Hydelic. Tetris Effect was published by Enhanced Games for the PS4 in 2018. Man, what'd you think of that?
It was pretty cool.
I think cool is a good word for it. I think cool is a good word for just the Tetris Effect experience from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I'd really... You know, we have a PS4 now. Maybe we should look into getting this, because I have heard... Well, I mean, I've heard really great things about playing it in VR. Like, I've heard it's just a sublime experience. But I think just playing it on the TV would actually be really cool, too. It's supposed to really, like, zone you out and help you chill. It's kind of the opposite of Tetris 99. Mm-hmm. And apparently, 1989 is unlocked when you reach level 50 of the game. So, very cool. So, the Russian folk melody that this track is based on, it's actually based on a poem called Korobainiki, which is by a Russian poet, Nikolai Nekrasov. It was first published in 1861, and then there was a song that was that built up around the lyrics of the poem, and it was a dance song, and so like it would progressively get faster and faster, which kind of, it makes sense that it was adapted for the Russian-developed Tetris, because it also kind of gets more intense as you go. So, yeah, cool stuff there, and put to great effect on this arrangement of this classic song. And there we have it. Those were our 12 tracks built around the number 4. And now, we are officially in Season 4 territory. We're going to be focusing, as I mentioned, on what is our topic this season, Shootkapow?
Composers.
Yeah, it's for the first time I believe in video game music podcast history, we are going to be doing a whole season-long, like, Uber topic, and then within that, have specific topics kind of scattered throughout. We're also going to have some special guests on, Skeletroy and Alex Messenger, and possibly a couple of other super special guests we may or may not be getting onto the show. But we are going to start out with somebody who, like, if you talk to both of us, is probably the highest on our collective list. He's definitely in both of our top 5 composers, and I think he's the one that is the highest for both. And who am I talking about, Shootkapow?
Grant Kirkhope.
No.
Oh.
We do love Grant Kirkhope. Come on, who's our first episode going to be about this season?
Yasunori Mitsuda.
Yeah, Yasunori Mitsuda. And I'm going to challenge you not to pick anything we've already played. That means no Frogs theme.
Okay, what was that?
Means no Robo.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to look back at the list and see what all we've played.
How about Shawa's theme? I don't think we've played Shawa's theme.
I do not think that we have. So
I like that one.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. If I played it on a bonus episode, like the podcaster special, that doesn't really count because you and I didn't pick it. So,
yeah.
I did pick it, but it's based on anyway. So our first one is going to be Yasunori Mitsuda, and if all of our scheduling and stuff goes to plan, that should drop on the second Saturday in September. We're going back to a Saturday release date. I think that was the day that we released on first before we switched to Tuesdays back in Season 2. But anyway, be that as it may, we're still going to stick to mostly an every 2-week schedule. Occasionally we may squeeze another one in. We will still be doing a end-of-year roundup at the end of 2021. And I'm just really excited. I think it's going to be a good season. Thank you very much to our patrons. Not listing everybody's name in the episode anymore. I am still putting you all on the YouTube playlist. And special thanks also to our artists and our theme song guy, Skeletroy. Thank you to all of you who listen. We've been getting some more followers on Twitter lately, and hopefully we got a little bit of a boost from that Olympics episode. I'm really trying to push that one because I think it can be kind of, popular among people who maybe VGM isn't their first hobby or passion. But really, really excited. We're branching out, making some connections, and just really enjoying being part of the scene. It's very cool stuff. Speaking of which, you can connect with us on Twitter, as I mentioned, at VGMPod and at Shootkapow. You can also find Shootkapow where?
On flat.io, at Avoid Irving for Smash.
Yep. Let's not get salty. We'll see. They could do 2 Namco characters in a row, right? Anyway, and what do you do on flat.io?
I do music, because it's a music platform.
Oh yeah, we're going to do another bonus episode this season, the Composer season, where we're going to play some of your stuff on there.
Yeah, and some of your stuff.
Yeah, probably. Alright, cool. Good stuff. And you can also find us on Discord. The link will be in the show notes. And also on YouTube, just search Very Good Music VGM and you will find us. You can listen to the episode on there. You can listen to just the songs on the accompanying playlist. And yeah, check us out. You can also find us at our home on Anchor.fm. And if you would like to be a patron of the show, just $1 makes you a friend of the show. You get access to special polls every season. You get a guaranteed pick every time I do a shout out for a topic, as long as it is specifically on topic. And some other cool stuff. So go over there, patreon.com/VGMVGM, and check it out. And, I think that's going to about do it for us. Shootkapow, am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, then until next time, gamers, play very good games,
Be very good people.
and keep listening to very good music. Very good music.
A VGM podcast.
Yeah.
Nice save. Like that dotted quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter. It's a hard word to say. It's not. It's like I can't say murder very well. It's just like my tongue
Mirror.
doesn't want to.
Button.
Well, it's more like
Button,
words
button.
words with D's or D sounds, like, because we live in Texas, yeehaw. we say T's like D's sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I've noticed that quite a bit, especially like TH noises. I'll say duh instead of the.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the game is called No, not Quintet, because that wouldn't make sense on an episode about Forrest. Thank you, Jojo Tunes. This track is also played in the sliding puzzle game in the game. Yeah, so,
Composed by Shota Kageyama. Is this picking up on the mic? Or what is it doing?
hello, check, hello? Yeah, it's picking you up. Keep
Okay.
going.
Alright.
That's why you need to lean closer.
Composed.
That was 3/4. That would be like, that is what?
It's like 64.
54.
We've got a stack of themes.
14.
Unless it's something like eggs or
16
cake, which
16
doesn't
times
stack.
4, that's 64, right? You just said that.
Yeah.
I'm bad at math.
Because I play Minecraft.
Bad at math and listening.
Anyway, let's
Flipper reel. Haha.
Listen to the track. Are you gonna sleep on the couch tonight?
No. Read us in. And keep listening to very good music. Wow, we did it right. That was really good. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still recording. Crap.